Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the first ever Racial Justice Concert Series event. My name is Adele Chiku, and I'll be your MC for this afternoon. The goal of this concert series is to use music to highlight the important racial justice work that's being done here in Baltimore. This original idea evolved into a series in order to enable bi-directional communication and engagement between the Hopkins community and the rest of Baltimore. This event serves as a collaboration between the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine Program in Arts, Humanities, and Health, the International Arts and Minds Lab, and the Johns Hopkins Center for Music and Medicine. As many of us are aware, the tragic murder of George Floyd and last summer's protest for racial justice highlighted how important this work truly is. So we all know that we must use the resources that we have available to us, whether they be our feet or our voices, to highlight the importance of racial justice in all of our communities as we march together towards racial harmony and peace. And now, it is my pleasure to welcome the performers for this afternoon. First off, we have the Baltimore Boom Bap Society. Round of applause, please. And also joining us this afternoon is Baltimore Ceasefire 365. The ultimate goal of Baltimore Ceasefire 365 is for everyone in our community to commit to zero murders. The organization arranges ceasefire weekends where everyone is asked to be peaceful and celebrate life. Throughout the year, this movement serves as a hub for organizations and citizens to support one another, work together, and share resources with the goal of seeing an end to murder in Baltimore City. And this is such an important cause because we know that we cannot allow our fathers, our mothers, our sisters, and our brothers to continue to die in the streets of our city. And so please, viewers, you all can donate to Baltimore Ceasefire 365 by going to baltimoreceasefire.com/donations. Again, baltimoreceasefire.com/donations. And so there's going to be a Q&A session later this afternoon after the performances. And so that'll be an opportunity for you all to ask questions to the performers and Baltimore Ceasefire representative, LNG. And so that'll happen after the music. So please feel free to submit your questions and your comments via the YouTube chat feature. So relax and enjoy the show. Thank you all for showing up.
Make a man sacrifice his life for a bullet. Sit wide would make a man sacrifice his life for a bullet. Not bread, not water, but a bullet. Desperation is the trigger. Don't make him bullet. Sacrifice his life for a bullet. Yeah. Desperado, censorship in the bottle. His winds are on hollow. He's living without tomorrow. Praise his seeds won't follow his path. He hustles on the strength that he'll get past all the things that have gone wrong. So maybe one day they'll go right. Say maybe one day in this so great. Coming up rough on the right side of town. Always had a penny in a pocket and a smile. Always broke her heart if it came within a mile and an inch of this. Pretty little picture that she painted the slaves to maintain it. She prays it, ain't it. The saints, they might take it. Demons might break it. Hate it cause it's sacred. Hate the thing you make it so they just circle and waiting. But she sees this very clearly. She will not be falling. She'll be dancing in the morning when they come calling your sin. She will not be falling. She'll be dancing in the morning when they come calling. I don't wanna have to choose, no. She don't wanna have to choose, no. She don't wanna have to choose, no. But it's so great. Don't make me a desperado. When all I'm trying to do is live. Sit, don't make me a desperado. When all I'm trying to do is live. So if you make me, I'm gonna have to choose. But it's over bread. It's over bread. I gotta get fed. Yeah. They ask me how long I'll stay once the love is gone. I tell them not one. Minute, no, not one. Second, they ask me how long I stick around once the love is gone. I tell them not one minute, not one. I need you to be on that act right, yeah. I tell them not one. Tell them not one. Sticking around not one. It don't take whiskey to remember how quickly we passed the flags. Burning red, focused on love instead. Pillows beneath heads, eyes buried in the sand. We redefining forever, disproving that it can last past. Now love stories with familiar ends, repeated cycle. Friends, lovers, lost friends. We bend time backwards in our mind, reaching for the lines we crossed when we were blind. Questioning the things we would've changed. What would we keep the same? My vote would be to leave before our hearts got strained and things got strange. They asking me how long I'll stick around once the love is gone. I tell them not one, not one, not 1 minute longer, not one, not one, no. She asked me how long I think my heart can last once the in my eyes. Reflect the tears I had as I realized the sunset begins. Repeat the cycle, friend, love for lost friend. And when I reached out to touch the halos when she pulled me in, lost in divinity, giving dimly useless. And then took my pen and formed stanzas in the image of him. And so put through me the anointing of my muse would end. Her purpose served to break deserving parted ways. I'd send smoke, signals to remember how I breathed her in. Felt as good as sin to virgin flesh unblessed. But even with her person, I am still not less. I am that much more, cause I had her pour through me. I'm that much more, just because I knew what beauty. I was a part of a duty to awake the world and on a change. A change, change, change. Don't ask me how long I can stick around, Mr. Love is gone. I tell them not one, 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 one. Not one, 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 any longer. All right, thank you so much, everybody. And now we're going to turn it over to Baltimore Ceasefire and the wonderful LNG.
Hey everybody, thank you for joining us today. It is an absolute pleasure to be here. Again, my name is Ellen G. I am one of the co-organizers of the Baltimore Ceasefire 365 movement. The movement was a seed that was planted in 2015, and that seed germinated and crystallized in 2017. Residents in Baltimore City decided that they wanted to do something about the murder rate in Baltimore. And so they gathered together a whole lot of people and came up with this idea to call a ceasefire. August 2017, we asked for people in Baltimore City to give the city 72 hours with no murder, no violence. We were able to accomplish 67 of 72 hours with no murder and violence in Baltimore City. And sorry about that. And we decided after August 2017 to call quarterly ceasefires. So every February, May, August, and November, we asked the city to give us 72 hours with no murder or violence. We have a ceasefire coming up in May. It's Mother's Day weekend in 2021. We ask you to visit the website, www.baltimoreceasefire.com, to learn more about the movement, to follow the information about our sacred space rituals. Whenever anybody is murdered in Baltimore City, we go to the space where the person is murdered and declare that space sacred. We do so by burning herbal medicines, by praying and injecting joy into that space. We also recruit ambassadors, so you can become a part of the movement in real time. If you go to our website, baltimoreceasefire.com, you can click on the ambassador application. We recruit ambassadors once a year. You can be as young as 12 and as old as you need to be to become an ambassador for the ceasefire movement. Also on our website, you can find ceasefire apparel. Not to brag, but we have some of the hottest promo apparel for movements in Baltimore City. And you can get those on our website as well. On ceasefire weekends, we update the calendar. We ask for people in the community to plan what we call life-affirming events. And during the life affirming events, people celebrate life. They provide others in the community with resources that they need. They celebrate life and affirm life. We believe that Baltimore deserves to be affirmed. We believe that Baltimoreans deserve to celebrate life. And we encourage anybody to do things, either big or small, in the city to help us to lift the self-esteem in Baltimore City. This event right now is an example of how we affirm life. And so we encourage people to use their talents, people to use their resources, and for people to collaborate with people who they may or may not know, in the spirit of collaboration, to join the city and uplift the city and elevate the city in ways that either have been done before or ways that haven't. Again, you can visit our website, baltimoreceasefire.com, to learn about the movement. People have created music to celebrate the movement, so you can go to the website to get information about that there. You can watch the TED Talk that our co-founder, Erica Bridgeford, did back in 2017. And if you have any questions for me, or if you have any questions about the movement, anything that may be confusing to you about how we move, because this movement is new, it's vibrant, but it's unprecedented. No one has ever called a ceasefire the way that we've called a ceasefire in Baltimore City. So put your questions in the chat, anything that you want to know, anything that you're curious about, or questions that you think that we can help to answer. Thank you.
I'm still searching for my soul. I'm still searching for my soul, my soul, my soul, my soul. My soul. I'm searching for my soul, trying to make peace with all the pieces that make me whole. And I've been looking high and low, and I'm searching, searching for my soul, searching for my soul, and I hope I find. I really hope I find it. Sometimes it feels like it's not there. I hope I find it. I'm still searching for my soul, trying to make peace with all the pieces that make me whole. I've been looking high and low, but I'm still looking, I'm still searching for my soul. I really, really, really hope I find it, yeah. Said I really, really, really hope I find it, yeah. Said I really hope I do. Same room, different spirit, one mind. Jimmy not defined by space, place, and rhyme. Could make a dollar grow about 1,000,000 times, or she could grow without a dollar in the pocket. The shine was magnetic. Whoever didn't have it had to get it. Energy was kinetic, existence was prophetic. Living in every moment just like it was a blessing. Never listening to the doubts that the darkness suggested. She flourished, soul was well nourished. Walking in her purpose, so a sacrifice was worth it. She was a daydreamer, no need to strive for perfection. Lived it like she felt it, so rejection was a lesson. To see the lesson, the likelihood she would ever repeat it. Fertile ground seeded, made a transition seamless. Walks amidst the monsters unscathed. Seemed they had a tame, cause they never knew a name. Knew about a mask that she chose to claim. So she wear the mask now. So she wear the mask while she's searching. Searching for her soul, yeah. So trying to make peace with all the pieces, peace with all the pieces that make her whole. And she's been looking high and low, low, low. She can't find it yet. So she can't find it yet. you think I am? I wanna stand here waiting on the war cry while the chopper circle round in my red sky. Fly ashes, sweat ashes. The discourse is no more. We passing on to another dawn, similar to past lives. If you knew your history, then you could probably transcribe what's happening down to the millisecond. The revolution's a revolution, it's ever present and steady on a constant stream. The only thing that ever changes are the views on the screen. Same scenes come through on the local news. And the German shepherds now is the principles, and the pastors too, and the local crew, and the mother, cousin, grandmother closest to you. Got a whole generation of some new strange fruit, thinking they bought us for a birthright. Down while the lights bright, but what do you take me for? Who do you think I am? Said they think that I let them come, just let them come, just let them come, just let them come, oh, let them come for me. Let them come for me. Hey, let them come for me. Let them come. Just let them come. Just let them come. Just let them come. We looking at our leaders like, who the heck elected you? Acting like he ain't a man, that's just what the power doing. All the checks and balances haven't been that enough. Considering the fact that these actors is running up. The longest running show in the history of time. We class climb to the bottom, they keeping us blind. But my focus on this run is trying to go for mine. So I hope you get yours, good luck. I need more and more and more and more of all that don't matter, fill me up. I had to get my glass house shattered to realize the magic trick right on and it's how they get down. Who do you think I am? So what do you take me for? So who do you think I am? Let them come for me. Hey, just let them come. Let them come for me. Let them come for me. I'm always ready, always ready, always ready. Let them come. Look, blessed being walking in a foreign land. Saying towers marking the stalking the revolution, sparking tons of freedom. They click until we see them as the tone tablets. Time has a fashion implanted in our memories. By how did we chase rabbits down these rabbit holes? Holes, I know we go wherever we've been told. What if, what if, what if, what if, what if, what if, what if? Don't tell me, who do you think I am? So what do you take me for? So let 'em come for me. Let 'em come for me. Let them come for me. Just let them come for me. I guess it'll be my last stand. I guess it'll be my last stand. I gotta fight for what I believe in. I gotta push for what I love. So let them let them come. I gotta fight for what I believe in. Let them come for me, come for me, come for me.
Thank you, everybody. We are Baltimore Boom Bap Society. Thank you very much.
Yes, hello everyone. Yes, I hope you all love the performances. Really entertaining. I saw someone mention wonderful lunchtime music indeed. So please, everyone, join me in thanking our performers, Baltimore Boom Bap Society, J Pope, Jeron White. Thank you, everyone. And please join me in applauding as well LNG of the Baltimore Ceasefire 365.
Thank you.
Yes, 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 thank you. So now we're going to go ahead and start our Q&A session. So I saw a lot of people, cheer dancing, loving the music, but I didn't see too many questions and comments. So we're going to go ahead and start with some questions of our own. And audience members, feel free to just jump in, chime into the chat, and let us know if you have any other questions. Okay, so our first question will be for LNG. And this question is kind of just going to be focusing on what could the audience do to become more involved in the Baltimore Ceasefire 365?
It sounds kind of ethereal, but one of the best ways to get involved in the movement is really to get quiet with yourself and listen for the voice, listen for instructions, take what it is that you're already good at, take things that you dream about and figure out ways to manifest those things. People think that it has to be this grand gesture, but it doesn't. Every little thing that we do as a community to contribute to peace, to contribute to love, to vibrate higher as an individual helps to move the movement forward, and it helps to move Baltimore forward.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that response. Yeah, it's just so wonderful to know that we as community members can do something to really help out such a wonderful cause. And so I'll now turn to Baltimore Boom Bap Society. We have some questions for you all. Jay Pope, we have a question about how would you describe your music and how would you describe the role that music can play in racial justice?
Okay. Thank you for the question. That's really good. I would describe my music. So there's a lot of ways to answer that question. Genre, I guess, hip hop, jazz, soul. I think purpose-wise, it for me is a way to create a creative way to tell story. And that story is reflective of my experience, of the experience of people around me, and also the stories that I feel need to be told that because they are not being heard enough. So a lot of the themes in my music are based around telling those stories. So that then links to how my music can, what was the exact wording? Can relate to racial justice or race equity. In the telling of the stories, in the telling of the stories, my story, my grandmother's story, my son's story, the story of all of the other people in the community. I know Ellen from just community because Baltimore is Baltimore, and all of these stories kind of create a tapestry, which is a reason why I think there's so many amazing movements in art and in music in Baltimore because many of us approach our work in that way. And it really is, if you take a look at the scene in Baltimore, a telling of the story of the city. And so as artists, we continue to use that platform as community members, continuing to listen to those stories. And when you're sitting quietly, like Ellen said, reflect on those things. And that's how we can connect the two.
Thank you. That is such an amazing response. Like, just the role of music in just everyday life and also using it for important causes means so much. Thank you, Jay Pope. Thank you, all of Baltimore Boom Bap Society members. Thank you all. And so we have another question here. So Creative Alliance has a question for Ellen. How can artists support the movement?
Artists can support the movement by honoring their gifts. It sounds like an overly simplistic response, but really, because I feel like artists are special people in that they are able to take experiences and transform them in a way that speaks to people across races, across age groups, across sexuality, all of the boxes that we fit into. And sometimes one piece can speak to everybody differently. And so I encourage artists to continue to create. We encourage people to plan what we call life affirming events during ceasefire weekends. So if artists are interested in participating in the movement that way, plan an event during ceasefire weekend to have the support of the city behind you, and just continue to create, because for me, COVID-19 exposed how important artists are to our mental health, to our sense of community, and for inspiration. So just continue to do great things.
Yes, thank you, Ellen. Thank you. And indeed, during the pandemic, music really brought people together, really helped us feel unity and feel connected, even in the midst of that isolation. So thank you so much. Thank you for that response. And so for the performers, how does it feel being able to perform live again after so many months of, everything being virtual? How does it feel for you all? Is it thrilling, exciting?
It's so amazing to be sharing the stage with my friends and fellow musicians here and being able to create music live in the moment with other people in a space, which you can't really do when you're just working on your craft on your own, in your own home. And we've definitely been missing this community aspect of music making, and forming a new culture here in Baltimore. As Baltimore Ceasefire is forming a new culture, like we're trying to create a new culture of collaboration.
Yeah, and I think all of us here on the stage have met through music. Every single one of us, we actually met playing and performing, and so just having this opportunity, to convene and as Eric said, be on the stage again, really after a year, and sort of shake the cobwebs off. And be able to look somebody right in the eye and communicate that way is really special.
For me, it's being able to give something back for the people that have been at home asking about us, or just anyone in general, as an artist or a musician. But at the same time, it feels a little weird not having them here present too, and hearing that. The appreciation right in the room as well, for me.
Yeah, same for me. I mean, when we came in for like a tech rehearsal last night, I was like, I didn't realize how bad I needed to be doing this again. And I think it also speaks to what Ellen was saying about honoring your gift. It's like when you sit at home and you create, it is like necessary and it feels good, but we are performers, and we create to then give, which is an exchange of energy and with the musicians that you're playing with as well as the audience. So to be on stage, like Wendel said, and to exchange that energy feels very, very good.
Yes, and you all were definitely exchanging that energy with everyone at home. I mean, even through the screens, I feel like everybody felt that energy, and it was very just amazing. Thank you all so much. And so here's another question for Wendel. How has the experience between bridging the gap between activism and academia been?
Wow, that is a great question. Between activism and academia, you say?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, I am an educator. I'm a professor. And all of us really are educators, or have been at one point or another. And I think, for me, working within an institution and sort of being brought in from outside, again, to express and share my gifts, gives me an opportunity to sort of push boundaries in places where those boundaries haven't necessarily been pushed or haven't been pushed enough. In a city like Baltimore, I teach at the Peabody Conservatory, which has a long tradition of being, sort of this isolated silo that operates within Baltimore but isn't necessarily welcoming. And that's something that Peabody is certainly working to change as an institution. But for me, teaching there has given me an opportunity to bring people from the community of Baltimore into the campus to share their gifts, which ultimately that form of communication I think is really important, especially when you have an institution like that is right there in the middle of downtown. And so I think for me, I try, and I think all of us try to sort of push that door open a little bit, and then allow not only for people to come in, but those that are interested on the inside who want to come out and collaborate as well. That's very important. So that's what I try to do. That's what that means to me.
Yes, thank you. That's amazing. It's just very important to be opening up these institutions that were historically kind of closed off from the community, opening them up to community members that we can all feel that we can all take part in such good causes. Thank you so much, Wendel.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes, this bi-directional engagement and communication. That's what it's all about. Yes. And so let's see if there's any other questions. It looks like that was the last question that we have. Thank you all for attending this session. Thank you to the Creative Alliance Tech team for putting this on. We could not have done this without you all. Thank you so much to our performers, Baltimore Boom Bap Society, J Pope, Jeron White. Thank you, thank you. Thank you to Baltimore Ceasefire 365. Thank you, Ellen, for being a part of this. And thank you so much to everyone in the audience. Thank you for tuning in during your lunch break. Thank you for bringing music back to Baltimore. Thank you for kind of making us feel that this pandemic, even though it has isolated us in some ways, we're still being able to come back together and unite. So thank you everyone so much, and we hope to see you all again next time. Have a great afternoon. Bye.